What's up, everybody? It's your girl Kiwan, and I am back with the second episode of Reasonable Doubt, Season 3, Episode 2, A Million and One Questions. Before I start, make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Click the notification bell button so you can be updated on every video I drop. Y'all make sure you like the video so I can stay in the algorithm, alright? Alright, so the episode 2 picks up with Jax and Lewis having that conversation about Tony's ridiculous offer. Lewis tell her we agreed to do what's needed, to end this situation. And I'm looking at Lewis like, really? Okay. Jax tell him, sleeping with Tony was not a part of any of my plans or the deal. He said, if it's not what she wants, then it's not what he wants. And I'm like, well, sir, do you kind of low-key want to sleep with Tony? I mean, because from the looks of it, flash forward, when she had her little moment, y'all was really getting it in. Okay? I don't know. But he tells Jax, she wants closure. And I agree. I just didn't know the type of closure that she wanted, but I know she wants closure, right? He then questions Jax's trust. She said that's not what this is about. She tells Lewis, listen, I need time to think about this, so give me a minute. I'ma circle back, and we can table this. We're gonna circle back. All right? My girl needed to process this, okay? This is a lot. So Jax meet with Ozzy to show him the video the night that Wendy had gone missing. Jax tells him to act like you wanna find this woman, because Ozzy is very lackadaisical about her being missing. He was like, because she's just gonna come back. This is what she does. She runs away and then she comes back. Bet. So Ozzy and his family met with Jax and Bill at their home. Ozzy decided he wanted to fire Jax. And so Jax was like, bet. Whatever. And so she left. And Bill was like, well, what are you doing? And she was like, listen, he'll call back. Like, Jax know her work, and she knows she's a good attorney. So walking away in a situation like this, he's going to call back. And so Bill was like, well, do we need to tell our partners? And she was like, no. What did Bill do? Bill told the partners. Anyway, Jax gives Lewis the condition. She gives him a notice that Tony needs to sign. And she gives him the conditions of said spend the night. All right? So he was like, bet. She can't sleep. So she calls Chanel. Chanel is her friend. Y'all know Chanel was in the last season when she was on trial for unaliving her abusive husband. And she didn't do it, but whatever. She tells Chanel what happened, and Chanel is always that person that's like, oh, well, everything is going to be okay. Because y'all know that husband of hers was very much mistreating her, very much cheating on her. And she was just like, oh, everything is fine. Everything is okay. Chanel is just one of those people. I'm just going to be positive in a situation that is negative. Okay? So the partners see Bill sit behind his desk working. He's looking at the news. And he tells them that they were fired from Ozzy. He wants to force Ozzy that he wants to tell Ozzy that he's making a mistake, a huge mistake, by firing him. And he tells the partners that Jax is overconfident. And I don't think she's overconfident. I really think, again, she knows her work. She knows, like, you can't not call me. You gonna fire me? Okay, bet. I'm a walk because I know what I can do for you. So we get back to the family, Ozzy's home. The police come busting in there with a search warrant, and they need to search some things in his house. So Corey, because she's still up all night, because y'all know is over at Tony's house. So Corey calls Jax to tell her what happened and that Ozzy wants to rehire her. And I just feel like Ozzy needs to control his anger. You've just kind of seen that in some of his little episodes. He be having these episodes. I'm like, this something. Is he dealing with some mental stuff? But whatever. I don't know. But he needs to really control his little anger. So Tony, back over at Tony's house, she is angry. And I feel like this is what she needed. She ended up signing those papers overall. She tried to seduce what's his name? She tried to seduce Lewis. Lewis turned her down. She got mad, and I will agree with this. When Tony said she's stuck with the heartbreak of it all. Meanwhile, you're over here. You have your wife. You're soaring. You know, you've gotten a promotion and all of that. And I'm sitting over here dealing with all of this on her own. The death of their son by herself. And I get what she's saying. And I get that. And I understand that, because you look at other people and you be like, well, why are you smiling? And we just lost a kid. And you just have all this smile on your face and you have your kids. But I also need Tony to understand that your healing is your healing journey. It has nothing to do with Lewis. So, yes, you take this moment to heal, but the way you're doing it is you're trying to hit their pockets. And that's not going to help you. That's not going to bring baby Jaden back. I feel like I feel like she liked Lewis more than what she led. I feel like she wanted to be something with Lewis, because she saw the type of person that Lewis was. And that's what I think. I think, coupled with the fact that they lost the kid, I think that she liked Lewis more than what she, what she led on. And that's just what it is. And so she started to scream at him. And these are the things that Tony needed. And he tried to console her, and she pushed him and she left. But Lewis never left. He went in there, and I believe he was packing and taking things down and, just doing the right thing. We know Lewis is the guy that does the right thing. But in season 1, he aggravated me. All right? That's it. So, we get back to the next scene. Jax and Corey tell Ozzy they found Wendy. He was waking up. They found Wendy in a cabin with a bullet in her head. And Jax decides to call Bill because they didn't want this to be really messy. They wanted him to speak to the DA's office about Ozzy's arrest. And Jax instructed Ozzy on how his arrest would go. He tells Jax that he didn't unalive Wendy. And then he goes into the bathroom to take a shower, prepare himself. But he contacts a person named Alex and telling them to call him that. And so I was like, well, did you hire somebody to do it? Because that's what it's looking like. It looked like you hired somebody to unalive this lady. All right. So then he gets in the bathroom and he's in the mirror like, I'm Ozzy Mother Clucking. What, I forgot his last name. But it was like he was laughing and smiling and like playing, trying to, like he's really getting into actor mode. Like this is how he was operating. Like he was really about to get into this acting mode. Like he was finna act in a movie, or he was finna do a script or something. And so I don't know, this scene just made me feel like he did it, but we know that there is always somebody else. And I'm pretty sure it is somebody in his family, one of those people in that family that did it. So Chris tells Jax that, he's headed back. They have their little banter, headed back to Chicago, yada, yada, yada. They exchange thanks and pleasantries, and he leaves. So if we don't see Chris anymore, that was probably his exit for the season. So Lewis looks at he sits in the baby chair, in the rocking chair, and he has the baby's jersey, which is it was so cute. It was an Eagles jersey. And he gets the closure he needs, the closure of losing his son. Tony sees Louis crying in the nursery and she apologized to him. But he apologizes to her for everything and how she had to live with everything, how she had to live with all of it. He asks if he can keep the jersey. Tony allows him to keep the jersey, and this was all she needed. Anyway, we see Ozzy. He's being bonded out, and that was all we got from this scene. It was a police officer that was smiling at him, and they were smiling at each other. Now, I don't know if he smiled at him because he recognized him on TV, or he was smiling at him because something else. I don't know, but just, I don't know. Anyway, Jax gets home. Jax is home. Louis gets home, and he tells her how everything went. She tells him everything that happened overnight with Ozzy and Chris and the arrest and all of the things, and how, they locked up. Naima was locked in her room. She made sure the door was locked, and she made sure her door was locked. He tells her that you were right. Tony still have feelings for me. And she was like, well, duh. I know when somebody when another woman wants another woman's man. So the doorbell rings and they get to the door and it is her father. And this is where the episode ended. And I'm pretty sure that person that was on that floor, I thought it was going to be one of her kids. I'm pretty sure it's going to be her dad. I don't know. But she was really crying hysterically. All right. I will bring y'all Ready to Love once the episode goes off. So y'all just give me a minute. Yeah. And we'll go from there. Bye.